Hello friends, this is the video lecture for Essay 5. For this essay you will be writing a symbolism essay in which you identify what has symbolic meaning in the text Signs and Symbols by Vladimir Nabokov. A symbol is a physical thing that stands for an idea. So when you're talking about a symbol in your essay, you want to definitely make sure that you tell what that symbol represents, what that symbol stands for. So make sure that you have that. Once you have identified one or more symbols within the text, you need to support your idea with the evidence from the text, quotes from the characters and or events in the story. You definitely want to start your essay by defining the theme of the text in a universal way, connecting with cited bibliographic information on the author, a short 2 to 3 sentence summary of the text, and a thesis statement. That should all be in your introduction. The body of the essay should focus and develop your symbols. Develop an argument for how the symbol might better help the reader understand the text, then conclude by evaluating the effectiveness of your symbol. You'll want to see the outline and the how to write essay 5 document for more help. Also, please make sure that all quotes from the text, bibliographic information on the author, and any definitions you choose to use are cited in text properly using MLA format and on the Works Cited page. Your topic for this essay is to analyze the short story Signs and Symbols by Vladimir Nabokov to determine the theme of the text through the symbols that the author uses throughout the text without summarizing the story. Your thesis stem should be, in the short story Signs and Symbols by Vladimir Nabokov, the author uses symbolism to prove, all right, theme goes first, and then leads to, and then universal outcome comes next. Okay, and we'll go over that more in just a second. Main goals for your essay. Focus your essay with a strong thesis statement that shows the scope of the assignment as outlined above. Essay should show rather than tell, so you should use your critical voice to explain. Topic sentences for body paragraphs 1, 2, and 3 should validate and mirror the thesis statement. And these have already been written for you, so you need to copy them from the How to Write document. You should create 3 organized body paragraphs that focus on one main point each and divide your essay into manageable sections for the reader. You can do this 2 different ways for this essay. You can choose to find 3 different symbols, one for each body paragraph, or you can choose to focus on one symbol and say that it means 3 different things throughout the text. So that's something that you'll have to decide. This essay must include at least 2 sources with correlating in-text citations and a works cited page. The first one is the author's biography that must be in the introduction, and then the text must be in the 3 body paragraphs. Please make sure that your introduction structure and your paragraph structure matches this. And if you are following the How to Write document, you should be well on your way to doing that. If you are not following that, then you're going to make an automatic 50. So please make sure this How to Write document, again, is the most important document in the entire class, and you should be following this exactly. Use multiple examples and explanations to highlight and prove your topic sentence. Arrange the symbols in a logical manner with supporting information that relates to the categories with sufficient details. That means that if you choose to choose 3 different symbols, then you're going to want to arrange those symbols in a logical order in your paragraph. So if the symbol that you chose came at the beginning of the story, for instance, that would be your first body paragraph, and so on. Each paragraph should highlight the symbol's individualism by making a meaningful point. Each paragraph should be a minimum of 8 to 10 sentences. Avoid taking a stance or providing examples, explanations that contain opinions. Remember that your complete essay should be written in third-person point of view, and do not write with contractions. Your essay format should follow MLA guidelines, be double-spaced with an info block and a header. And I just want to point to to this, if you are not using the MLA formatted document, the template, then you are doing the wrong thing, okay? When you open this template, it's going to give you the title of the essay that should not be changed. It gives you a document that's already in MLA format, and then it also gives the works cited page. It also gives you a place to put in the header so that that is correct. So many of you are losing points because you're not using this formatted template. So please make sure that you go on Blackboard and you're using the formatted document to type your essay on. Okay. You should always write your essay for an educated, informed audience who is not in this class and may not be familiar with the terms or examples that you may use. You will need to summarize key ideas, define any terms that might not be familiar, and choose appropriate diction to help your reader understand your topic. Here are some common symbols and what they represent. Remember, you have to identify the symbol and then you have to tell me what it stands for in your essay. Again, you can choose to pick 3 different symbols. That's probably the easiest route to go. Or you can focus on one symbol and then define it or represent it 3 ways. So you're going to have to decide that for yourself. All right, so let's pull up the how to write the thesis statement and the how to write document, and let's look at your map at the same time so that we can put them side by side. Okay, get that all worked up. Okay. So, how to write Essay 5 thesis and topic sentences. Here are some possible themes for signs and symbols. Remember, you need to choose one. So, perception of reality, communication, ideology, disability, and mental health. Remember, you're only choosing one. Okay, so next you're going to find 3 symbols Mansfield uses in the text that symbolizes or can lead to the theme you chose above. So write them in the boxes below. Make sure that you know what the thing idea represents and note that on the map as well. Okay, so once you have chosen your theme, the 3 symbols, and have established what they represent, it's time to move your thesis statement. Remember, the outcome of the theme in the thesis should be presented in a universal way and should not directly relate to the text itself. Here's my example. So please don't copy my example. You're going to have to choose one of your own. Okay? And this should not say Mansfield. It should say Nabokov. In the short story Signs and Symbols by Vladimir Nabokov, the author uses symbolism to show how one's perception of reality can differ based on the events in their past. Okay, so everybody's thesis statement should begin in the short story. The author uses symbolism to show or to prove, whichever one you like. Okay, then you will insert your theme. Okay, and then you can say causes, or you can say leads to, or you can say shows, however that makes sense. But the end should, lead to your universal theme, okay, or your universal idea, outcome of the theme, okay? So I've used in mine perception of reality, and then what does perception of reality do? It can differ based on the events in someone's past, okay? Remember, this is the introduction structure, so I'm going to move on to the outline for this. This is exactly how you should start your paper. If I've done perception of reality, I'm going to start with perception of reality is. Okay, and then I'm going to define the term in my own words. Okay. Then you're going to link the theme to the author and introduce the text title. The idea of one's perception is often the subject of many short stories. One in particular is Signs and Symbols, written by Vladimir Nabokov. Okay, this is no different than how any of our other ones have began. Nabokov experienced this in his own life when, then open up quotations, okay, close quotations, you're going to find that direct quote from, okay, and then you will copy this from this paper, okay? Don't write anything else but that. So sometimes I see your rough drafts and things, which, guys, this is essay 5. I'm not going to give a lot of feedback on this one. So you guys need to make sure that you're doing the right thing. I've given you all the instructions, so there's no reason for you to miss this, okay? I may not even say anything. If this is wrong in your rough draft, I may not even tell you this time. You should know how to write these essays by now. We've done this. This will be the 5th time we've done this exact same thing over and over this semester. So the feedback is going to be very minimal in Blackboard for this essay. All right, the next part of the introduction is the summary of the text. This should be 2 to 3 sentences. The short story, Signs and Symbols, oh, I'm having a hard time typing today, is about, okay, and then you tell me what the story is about. Okay, give me in 2-3 sentences what is the summary of the story. And then your thesis statement should match this thesis statement, except that you're going to put your own theme and your own universal outcome there. So I can just click and paste, copy and paste my own thesis statement right there. Now, body paragraphs. Everybody should be using this same body paragraph structure. So if you numbered these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, these are all going to match these numbers here with the how to write document. So for number 1, you should type one symbol Vladimir Nabokov uses in the story. Okay. Signs and Symbols is a blank that represents blank, okay? One symbol Vladimir Nabokov uses in the Signs and Symbols is a gift that represents what, okay? And then background text information in the story, comma, okay? Then give background summary on what is happening in the text at the time the symbol is introduced. Number 3 is text evidence. This should be a direct quote from the text. This should start, the text states, comma, then open quotations, put your quote there, and then in parentheses goes the author's last name. All right, then you should tell what the evidence from the quote represents. So if I said a gift, the gift in this text represents what? You have to tell me that, okay? How does the symbol prove that the theme leads to the outcome you have chosen, okay? The symbol of the gift can be connected to one's perception of reality, leading to differences based on the characters, whatever, okay? So make sure that that goes back, okay? Number 5 connects the evidence to the universal outcome and the theme, okay? And then conclude your paragraph with conclusion sentence. The gift in the text, signs, and symbols represents blank in the short story. Okay, as simple as that. I'm not going to go through with this whole thing because you guys should know this, again, by now, how to follow this sheet of paper and take this information and put it into your outline and then your eventual rough draft. Make sure you're writing in present tense. Do not use past tense verbs. Don't use any first or second person pronouns. Think about how and why the character makes the choices they do. Every paragraph should have at least one quote, okay? That's number 3 in every body paragraph and should be Nabokov. And your other citation should be Albert et al., okay? In your introduction. Do not use in conclusion, and make sure you spell the author's name correctly. Again, guys, this is your last essay and is 25% of your total grade, so please make sure that you are following directions.